Alrighty guys, today I am making my most controversial video yet. We're making a video about races. First of all, just please don't cancel me. I just think this is going to be a funny video, and there's a lot of different races, and I just feel like it would be really good just seeing what tiers they are, because I like some races more than others. Don't put that out of context, please. Anyways, let's get started on today's video. We're gonna start out with the 400-meter hurdles. Now the 400 meters, I can't say 400-meter hurdles for whatever reasons. Anyways, so I feel like this is one of the hardest events in track. It's either that or the 800. So I think that, I don't know, it's honestly probably S tier. It's so awesome just seeing like those pro hurdler run. Like the one guy from Norway, I can't think of his name, but the one guy who set the world record at the Olympics, that was amazing. Like it's S tier. It's a good event. Next, we have the 4x2. I'm gonna say 4x2 is an A. It's fun to watch. It's all right. Don't get me wrong. There's nothing bad about it. It's great. But I feel like it's not the best, which would be S. But it does have some really good showing to it, I think. Now the DMR though, now that's S tier. Now the DMR, what I really like about the DMR is that there's 4 different events. And you have a sprint, which is the 400, which is the second leg. The 1200, which is not a normal event. And that one's very important just to get in a good spot. Then you have the 800, which is just like really cool too, because that's like a mid distance. Then you have a mile. So I think that's a really good combo. And it's not too long to the point where it's boring. And it's engaging enough to the point where there's still a lot of hype. Next, we have the 200. I'm going to say A tier for now. Don't get me wrong. I really like the 200. But I just don't think it's the best. I think the thing about the 200 is just half a lap. So it's all right. Don't get me wrong. There's nothing bad about it. But, it's a great event. It's not the best, but it's a great event. The 100 meters, though, that's the best. Like, out of all the sprinting, think about it. It's just 1/4 of the track. It's just a straightaway. You just see, like, usually 8th athletes just battle it all the way out in that 100 meters. There's so much to it. It seems so simple because, like, I guess those pros run in, like, 9 seconds or whatever. But just seeing them, because there's so much to it. It seems super simple, but there's actually so much into it. 4x1, too. That's also S tier. Same reason with the 100. It's just everyone has 100 to do. The thing about the 4x1, though, is that there's 4 guys running top speed. There's 3 exchanges. 3 like handoffs. So when you have, especially those faster guys, when you have 3 people charging you at full speed and handing you the baton, I'm sure that hurts. But it's also just 1 lap with 4 guys, so it's really cool just to see them battle it all. 4x mile, okay. Even though I like the mile, the 4x mile is definitely D tier. There's not a lot of it. You just see like some, high schoolers like Newberry Park do it recently. It's just too long. It's not as engaging as the DMR, with all the different distances. It's just 4 miles. And it's just, I don't know. I think it'd be better to do it when you're doing it yourself, but to watch, it's pretty tough. Now, mile, S tier. Easy S tier. One of the easiest S tier, probably like the 100 meter. The mile, the thing about the mile is that, and you can consider a mile 1600. That's why I'm kind of considering it. But I know like a mile's 9 meters more. Whatever. Anyways, the mile, 4 laps under 60 seconds is sub 4. Just the chemistry of that is so interesting to me. And I think the mile is just a great event to watch and race. I love racing the mile. Like, I feel like that's one of the best races I can do with strategy, and just I usually have the most fun when I'm racing a mile. But also just to watch is some of the best races I've seen were mile races. And, just seeing like Roger Bannister, first guy to break 4, that was just, the story behind it is so impressive. But then we get to the 4x8, which is B tier. The 4x8, it's okay. The 800, it's all right event. when you have 4 guys or girls doing the 4x8, it's all right. It's just 4 800s. I've never really had that kind of thing for the 8, and just seeing the relay, it's all right. It's all right. The 5K though, that's S tier. Now let me talk a little bit about the 5K. I think that's the best distance event. So if you include 3K, 32, 5K, 10K, wherever, even 8K, guys. I don't know. There's a lot of 8K races in track, but 5K. Now that's sexy. All right, let me tell you this: 12 and a half laps, but it's on a track, so there's a lot of room, and it depends if you really want to go fast or not. If you just go fast from the gun, that's a cool race. If you're tactical about it, like Mo Farah, that's an awesome race. Like, it's just really cool seeing how people use this event to their ability. And I like watching it, racing it. I like racing it too. It's just a really nice track event. All right, next we have 1500, which is A tier. Okay, listen. The 1500 is the brother or sister to the mile. And the mile, how great it is, the 1500 can never live up to it. 3 3/4 of a lap is nothing compared to 4 laps. And it's tough, like, definitely when you're racing it for the first time, it kind of screws with your head. Just like, okay, like, I'm going off a 400 off the curve, and it's just weird. But, I still think it's a great event, but it's the mile is always going to be like that. Older siblings always better than you. Kind of like me to my sisters. All right, next we have the 3K steeple. Now that's S tier, okay? Think about this. You have a weird event where there's a water pit and you're running over hurdles for a 3K. So you have distance, you have hurdles, and you have a obstacle. This is some kind of like Mario Kart kind of thing going on. I think it's a really cool thing that whoever thought of this event, we made it happen. Like, I never done a steeple, so I can't really say how it feels when you're racing it. But I think just watching, it's so hype. Like, especially when you have like friends or teammates running it, you just, it's so cool just seeing them. And also too, just seeing something in the fails, just people just falling on their faces and stuff. Like, oh, that's terrible. But it's just a really good event. I think it's a good way to spice things up. Some of the funniest things I've ever seen were from steeple, so definitely next year. All right, next one we got 4x4. Now this is easy S tier. Like, I honestly think it's it's tough. Like, it's I would have to say it's the best relay. DMR and 4x1 are closely behind though. The thing with the 4x4, it's like, it's not a mile, but it's 1600 meters, and there's 4 guys doing 1 lap, and it's just high school, college, whatever. It's so hype. It's usually the last event, and you're just watching these guys just throw it all out for this 1 lap. Now, personally, I like doing it more in high school because not everyone in high school is, grown up, really trying, and it was a lot more fun. Now that I'm doing in college, maybe in a distance guy, some of those 400 guys, they can sweep me pretty bad. So, still fun to race, still fun to watch, really easy S tier. Oh, 400 is next. You know what? This is also an easy S tier. 1 lap, easy. Not easy to do, but easy S tier. All right, 10K. You know what? I gotta say D tier. Honestly, I don't know. Let me tell you a little something. Watching it, boring. Racing it, boring. I never really got the reason. Like, it's okay if that's your thing, but I feel like personally, I don't really like the 10K track. Don't get me wrong. For cross country and road races, totally different story. But for a track race, it's really not everyone's thing to watch or race. So you know what? I think it's not as bad as the 4x miles, so I have to say C tier. Because the nice thing, though, is like it does give another option for those distance guys. But still, it's not the best event. Okay, 800's a B tier. Let's be honest. 2 laps, not the same thing as a 1 lap or 4 lap. and it's weird distance. It's mid distance, and it's like you're going out super fast, balls to the walls, and you're dying for that last like 200, 300. I can't tell you how much this event hurts, but it is pretty cool watching 800s. Donovan Brazier, awesome guy to watch race this event. And Caleb Van Wolmer, another guy also to really watch. But we have the 110 meter hurdles, which is, I think, has to be S tier. Let's be honest, guys. 100 meter, 110 meter hurdles. You're seeing people do 100 or 110 meters with hurdles. So they're sprinting at top speed, jumping over like these feet long hurdles. And it's just, man, it's impressive how people do that, because I just don't understand how that's possible. But it is really cool to watch that. And, some of those races are very entertaining because they can get pretty close. So it's just a different type of racing for sure. So last one we got SMR, which I think is, honestly, I don't even know why I put this one. I just didn't want to really change up DMR, SMR too much, because they're kind of similar. I have to put SMR at, like, C. Nothing against the SMR. It's just, like, I'd never seen that kind of hype level for an SMR. Plus, I feel like there's a lot more DMRs than SMRs. So I feel like the SMR should be a little bit more, like, open. Like, we should see more of those for sure, because, like, I haven't remembered the last time I seen one or even posted online. So I just think also too, just the distance. I don't even know the distances for it. So I mean, I say for any of you guys making a track meet out there, add more SMRs. Let's see some of those guys out there doing it. Anyways, guys, that's gonna wrap up today's video. Honestly, I just wanted to do this video because I thought it would be funny and fun. Today is Fun Friday. Technically, I probably have 30 minutes left before midnight, so I'm gonna spend the rest of Fun Friday probably just going to bed. Yeah. So if I hope you liked today's video, and thank you guys again for watching. If you enjoyed it though, subscribe and join the Corn Pod Nation. And again, everyone, thank you for watching. Bye-bye.